Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Morgan, and today we are talking about Rebecca Roanhorse's new book, Tread of Angels, which this cover is what really drew me to the book, and its description was pretty cool sounding, so I want to let you guys know all about this book, my thoughts, feelings, spoiler rant thing. So let's talk about this book. I got my notes. So if I look down, I should say this in more videos, but if I'm like looking down, it's probably because I'm double checking my notes to try to make sure that I'm remembering everything and going in a cohesive order. Tread of Angels is a fantasy / noir type thing because you will see our main character trying to uncover the truth throughout this whole shortish story. It is only 208 pages long. Very, very short. And that made pacing kind of interesting and things go odd. This is a different America, and we are also slightly in the past because we are in like the prospector age. In this America, the main thing in this mining town where we are is the mining of divinity. Divinity is a very special material that is formed from the fallen angel Abaddon, who fell during Lucifer's rebellion way back when. And where he fell is become the mountain range there, and his body has slowly become this miraculous substance that is powering all sorts of innovations, so it's making people extremely wealthy. But the only people who can see this material are the fallen, which is our two types of characters that we mostly see in this book. It never specifically mentions humans. I'm assuming there are other sorts of people besides the fallen, which are children of, the fallen angels and I guess mortals, because they live mortal lifespans, and the elites, who, if I remember right, more from the description than the book itself, I think they're supposed to be part angel. I don't know. But they rule over the fallen. Obviously, they very much lord it over that you're fallen, your souls are already corrupted, even though that was your ancestry. Not that you in particular as a person have ever done anything evil. You're just already corrupted. And most of the fallen cannot hide that they are, because they'll have like the golden irises or some other marking. Hair it mentioned at one point, but it never specifically said what's up with their hair that made it seem like that would be a giveaway. But there's normally some sort of tell. So they just get to be crapped on and thought bad of, and if they're ever tried to be, you did something wrong, pretty much they're just gonna die. So our main character, Celeste, is that's a very big deal for her, because Celeste is half fallen, half elite. She had an elite father and a fallen mother, and she spent a good portion of her life with her father. And as the book description states, after her father's death, she reunites with her younger sister and becomes her protector. And her sister is accused of a crime, and now she has to be her defender through the shadow courts of their city, but that are held by the Virtues. The Virtues are people that work for the archangels to enact God's justice. So yeah, imagine how they feel about fallen people. And as the description continues, that Celeste will have to go through the seedy under networks of, I cannot say the name of the town. Nope, not even gonna try. It starts with a G, but I swear the narrator pronounced it with a C, so we're gonna move on. But they're mining town, and of course, all of the seedy parts of the rich peoples and lies she uncovers and this and that, and to save her sister, but might she be sacrificing her own soul, and how she all gets helps from friends and her ex-lover Abraxas, which is a demon lord, which that's a whole nother thing. So yeah, the description, even though maybe I just butchered it for you, was very cool sounding. Angels, demons, here on Earth, a cool metal powering invention, the divinity. I really thought there was going to be more, more with that. But yeah, we were very detective-y style with her trying to figure out what happened with what her sister was accused of, and just her digging for the truth. So yeah, I will say though, listening to the audio narration of it, the audio narrator's voice was awesome. It, his accent playing into it, I think it worked great. It was interesting. It's not that it was great because of where I think they were supposed to be. It's definitely not the right accent for there. But I think it just, for the vibe that the book was needing, it worked. Let's talk more about Celeste though as our main character. She, throughout the whole book, because she is half fallen, half elite, she has a lot of trouble with the conflicting feelings of where she belongs. Does she belong in this elite society that she can fit into, that she was kind of raised to be a part of, or is she supposed to be with the fallen society because, she was in love with the demon lord, is still kind of in love with the demon lord. All of her friends are there with the fallen and those sorts of people, and she does not agree with the elite mindset of how they talk about people and how they treat people. And having seen both sides of it, she's still kind of conflicted about where her life course should go. The one thing though that Celeste is not conflicted about is her sister. She absolutely loves Marielle, is devoted to her, and this is definitely a case of, do anything to save the one you love. And she feels it's her and her sister against the world, above everybody else, above friends who are almost family, above her ex. Her sister is top tier in her mind. She believes in her sister and her sister's talent as a songstress, and she's beautiful, and she believes kindness, and she's like, it's my sister, we're family, nothing else will come between us. So that is a big part of her driving force, as you can imagine, when her sister is accused of murder. Celeste, as our main character though, she does portray herself, I don't know, it's not like she portrays herself super smart. She definitely does think about it sometimes as like, oh, he's not going to trick me. I can see this. He's not going to do this. And yet, there's definitely, for someone who thinks about that and it's like thinking about, oh, I'm going to do this and he's going to underestimate me. Oh, the turns, it just did not pan out for her. To be able to talk about this though, I'm going to need to delve into the spoilers and stuff. So if you don't want to see this, go ahead and skip forward to my rating of the book, because yeah, I'm about to have to like really say things, and this is such a short novel, so it's not going to skip too much of anything. So spoilers. Now, alright, first off, gotta be like with the description, they're like, she returned to her sister after their dad died, they grew up separately. Not really. It's like, it didn't say exactly what age she did, but the book's taking place when she's like 24, so they're still pretty young there. There's like 3-year age difference. And it makes it sound like their dad died a while ago. She was in elite society, sure. Raised separate from her sister for a little while, sure. And then her dad died. She was homeless and had to run back to live there with her sister and her mom. Right, I think her mom was still, I think so. But still, she went and lived in where the fallen slums, it wasn't really slums, they had a word for it, the dive, ditch, something, it's slipping my mind now. But still, it was further back, like they were not raised that separately, I feel like, for that long to where she'd be like, that she holds supreme amount of guilt though for ever leaving her sister, and yes, she is her protector. And so yeah, that would go into number 2, how she has the biggest blinders on for her sister. And nobody except Abraxas ever really points it out to Celeste before all the junk went down. And even when the junk went down, they still barely pointed it out to her. But she believes Marielle is the kindest person ever, sweetest, just the gentlest soul who could never do anything bad. And she just doesn't want to believe anybody when they start to say, she is a grown woman, she could have her own life. Maybe she didn't tell you about some things, like when her friend mentioned that, and she like brushed it aside, and she didn't believe anything. She wouldn't hear it from Abraxas either, because she figured he was just jealous because she did pick Marielle over them. So yeah, that led to things. And even when she did start to find out some of the lies that her sister had, hidden from her and what was happening, still blind devotion. And I kind of get that. It is your sibling. You're still going to want to help them out. But like legitly to the level she took it, it was still a bit insane. As she was starting to find out the lies, uncover them and everything, which, okay, she saw her sister in the jail cell, right after she'd been arrested. She goes to see her, is allowed to see her and everything. Her sister played into the lies. Her sister, still put on the innocent act, blatantly actually lied about being found with the body. I was asleep. I woke up with the body in the bed with me. Yep, I said there was going to be spoilers, right? Celeste burned all her bridges, though, for Marianne. What she did to their best friend-ish and boss, oh my gosh. Wow. So that ship has sailed. And she thought at one point, she's like, I haven't completely burned the bridge. She's just a fight and everything. But then she did something worse. And like at the end of the book, she was like gonna try and buy her childhood home, in the Fallen area. And she's like, I have some money saved up. I can figure this out. Lady, you probably ain't got no job no more. You ain't got no way to make money. Your life is ruined. Ruined. And I don't think I even like you anymore. You are so complicated. I get, oh my God, sometimes I get the go do anything for somebody you love to save them. But your sister lied to you pretty much your whole lives. And she, okay, maybe she didn't quite deserve like the fiery sword of death, like you were imagining might happen. But she didn't deserve to get away scot-free either. And yeah, I'm sorry guys that this is a spoiler, but yeah, there are consequences for actions, And now someone who is completely like innocent, yeah, we don't know what's going to happen to that person. That they're not going to be tried by the virtues, even though that's something that was happening. But they do not seem right okay anymore. So who knows what's going to happen to that? Celeste ruined her relationship with her best friend because of what this innocent person went through, probably. Even though her best friend doesn't know probably yet what it is, because it ends, she never goes back and talks to her again. It just goes from the trial to her walking through the rain to that house and falling asleep there, to Abraxas showing up and, finding out that's gone too. Because what she asked him to do, it ruined any last feelings for her. I think though that last scene where he was there and he was acting all of the demon lord and just so uncaring, unfeeling, I think it was partially an act because he needed to, but he was not kidding when he's like, we are over. I don't want you anymore. Let that close out the spoiler section now. Overall, thoughts about the book. The pacing was a little odd because it is a 208-page book, as I said, so it's really short. And it covers only the span of about 3 days, around about 3.5 kind of days. But you have a lot of scenes that take place over a long period, and then like it'll jump. Like she'll come out and she's like, oh, it's already afternoon. Some scenes will be like a lot of detail, talking, thoughts, and then it'll be jump, jump. Some scenes will be really short. I don't know. I felt like the pacing might have just been a little tad bit uneven there. Even though I know it's supposed to take place in like an alternate US, I would like maybe a little bit more details about the world, about how things work. Because like, okay, what really drew me into wanting to read this book was stuff about angels, demons, fallen, the divinity. The crimey part, that sounds kind of cool, but I would like a little bit more information. Like I said, I vaguely remember what elites are supposed to be, but like I could have used a little bit more in some areas and a little bit less in others, like where maybe we just go off on a random memory tangent that was only slightly out of place. And overall, the ending really I read it and I'm like, wait, this is the end? No, this is weird. The ending did not vibe with me super great. I don't know. I think some people are really loving it though. They're just saying, oh, it's just a fun short story. So overall, because of that, the book ended up only being 3.5 stars. Wherever I put the stars. Yeah, through most of the book, I was okay with Celeste, but slowly you started to be like, you're not making good moves here. Not good life choices. And I wanted some more time with the world or explanations about a few things and less of others. Yeah, I don't know. I really wanted to like this one more. If any of you have read it though, please let me know your thoughts on it, or if you've read her other series, if it sounded a little bit different from this, if it was, I know that they are like a whole book length, so there's, gonna be that. You'll have to let me know though. I don't know. I don't know about this author right now. I'm still gonna sit on this for a little bit and think about how I feel about the way she wrote her characters and how things played out. Ending again, because the first time I recorded it, it was really weird. So yeah, I don't even know where I cut it off. I'm sorry this video possibly ended up really choppy because the neighbor's dog won't stop barking. So I pause every time he's going off over there. If you guys watched through the whole spoiler section though, I don't know if you're gonna be like, what about this book, like I was. I will say though, overall, it was pretty interesting, and I guess that would be the right word for it, interesting. It still ended up being like a 3.5 stars, so it wasn't like all bad. If you stay with me for this whole video though, I do have other book reviews and unboxings and just general bookish content. And if you are enjoying them, please subscribe, and then you can see me in the next one, which should be the December TBR, I think. Yes, probably. Maybe? I'll see you later, and I hope you're finding something excellent to read this weekend and relaxing. Bye guys.